If you're anything like me, you love Crazy Taxi. And how could you not? It's chaotic, exciting, and totally addictive. When I was younger, every time I went to an arcade, that yellow and red, weird-looking logo thing was the first thing I would look for. Now, Crazy Taxi was a great game, but every successful game has its share of cash-grabbing imitators, and today, we're going to take a look at one of those. What's going on, guys? My name is Consider, and welcome to the first episode of Last Place, a series where we will take a look at some of the worst games the racing genre has to offer and see which one truly deserves last place. Today, we are playing London Cab Challenge, a game where the most exciting word in the title is London. London Cab Challenge was developed by Mere Mortals Limited and published by Phoenix Games. Does that sound familiar to you? Well, you may have heard of some of their other smash hits, including Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys, and Car Wash Tycoon. But anyway, I'm sure this game will be great, despite the fact that the theme song loops every 3 seconds. Like most arcade-style games, the first thing you gotta do is pick your name. And once that's done, you're free to jump right into the game. Use directional buttons or left analog stick to turn left. I can't see. Oh, that's not. This isn't looking good. Press R2 button to check the map. Well, that's large. What's that over there? Is that my fare? I'm gonna start driving to that. I don't know where else to go. Press L1 button to check ratings. That went away so fast. Holding the button does nothing. Like, that's just as long as that screen will stay up. My goodness, these graphics are terrible. Oh, the poppin' is... What the heck? Before you say that it's just an old game and I'm being overly critical, I want you to keep in mind that this game was released in July of 2006. 2006. When this game released, the Xbox 360 had almost been out an entire year, and Crazy Taxi had released on the PS2 almost 5 years before. How did they look at this and say, yup, that's good enough? Hurry up, the passenger is waiting for you. Well, I'm trying. Let's just cut across the lawn here a little bit. I think you can save off some time. Okay, yeah, you know, I get it. Stop occupying a quarter of my screen. Ah, excellent. There's really no way to look around the car. Your camera is just looking where it is. I'm here. Is there a passenger? Oh, okay. Take me to Fleet Street. I don't know why it took them so long to start. Tell me where to go. Alright, let's just cut across this. I don't even know where we are anymore. I think we're in, like, the back roads. Let's just cut. Okay, dude, get off my screen. This thing is so intrusive. Okay, yep. Silly me. Should have known I couldn't have gone there. Alright, finally can drive again. Oh, this is the spongiest handling. Dude, you know, I've just noticed there are no pedestrians. How do they make a taxi game with no pedestrians? Like, that just seems wrong. Now it's time to upgrade your car. Head to the garage. Oh man, this game has an upgrade system. Garages are not present on your map, therefore you must find them. Well, that doesn't seem helpful. What do they look like? Is this just a guessing game? My guess is that the arrow is going to take us to our first one. Hurry up for what? Where am I going? Is there some reason I need to rush to our own garage, or do I have a passenger? I honestly can't tell. Oh, that must be a garage. So it's less of a garage and more of just a wrench and a screwdriver bouncing joyfully on the sidewalk. And is that a shadow? Okay, so we have 633 pounds. Also, this is kind of minor, but I find it kind of odd that they chose for the actual pound sign there, and then they just put a P up top. So we can get a better engine, we can get a better suspension, better tires, better transmission, and new cars. Okay, what's the difference? All it says is cars, basic, advanced, and sport. Do they look different? They probably don't look different, do they? That would require another model, and something tells me that these guys didn't do that. Alright, well, let's get the advanced engine. Oh, God. Alright, so now we're free to drive around the city, and I think that we've pretty much covered all of the content that this game has. From here on out, I'm willing to bet that it's just more of the same. Following an arrow that doesn't really help you all that much, with a time limit and music that is really not that exciting. Crazy Taxi's got that, you know, that hard rock kind of metal stuff going on. London Cab Challenge has this. And it just kind of feels like I'm in an elevator, not gonna lie. Well, I think what we really need to do is just upgrade this car as much as possible so I can be the best London cab driver there is. by picking up imaginary friends and driving them around this city. I gotta say, one of the most annoying things about this game so far is just the fact that there are no destructible objects. Cars ping you off the road in a weird way, and then you hit a sign or a lamppost and you think it's just gonna shatter before you like it would in most games, but no. No, it doesn't. All it takes is just a light scrape, and it's sending you flying into oncoming traffic. It seems that the world is absolutely filled with these invisible walls, and it kind of kills my immersion. It's the only thing, really. I was off trying to find some game-breaking physics exploit when I discovered this lovely sound. At that point that I gave up. Can I go up onto these stairs? Those aren't actually stairs. I mean, they looked like stairs. Oh, you just go through them. So I was just doing some exploring and I came across this fence here. Now, you can't drive past this fence. There is an invisible wall here, which I found kind of interesting. There's also a fence here, which again is interesting because there's no fence here, and this one just goes into this area that all the others are blocking off. And then this one on the end is equally open, so I don't know why that fence is there. Anyway, I think it's time to get back to work. We need to get this taxi fully upgraded as fast as we can so we can maximize our profits and move out of this city, because I think there's nicer looking places to live. The biggest issue with this game, among several issues with this game, is just the fact that it's not fun. Not to mention, the taxi handles horribly. The city is completely uninspired. Every car is basically a springboard that's trying to kill you. The physics are terrible. What is that? That one was new. One of the other issues that I have with this game is that there's no sense of urgency. So beyond there just not being a timer when you're not doing a fare, but when they do give you a timer, it's not difficult at all to actually get there on time. Like, look, we had about 120 seconds and we're gonna arrive with 80 seconds to spare. There was no need to give me that much time. How much money do I have? Like, is that a 1 or a 7? It looks like a 7, but I really don't think I have $7,000, and I also really don't think that they would have given me 780 seconds to achieve this, so it's probably a 1. If you ever do find yourself playing this game, I recommend that you get very comfortable with this main road right here. It seems that almost all of the fares that start on this side of the map end up in that corner, and vice versa, meaning you're gonna be on this road almost exclusively. Also, in what appears to be almost a trademark of bad driving games, the car is almost as fast in reverse, if not faster, than it is going forward. Unfortunately, it's really quite difficult to see how fast it really could get to, because the game is just too hard to control. That being said, you can get going quite quickly in reverse. I believe that this is about the 3rd time I have picked up that passenger, or should I say that imaginary passenger, because as you know, there's no people in this world. Would you look at that? Eat Pant let me just bring that back up again. Alright, bring it up again. Eat Pant is just below a poor apprentice. Making our way up in the world, that's for sure. You know, something just caught my eye. So there's a lot of signs around the city, and I'm guessing that this was their way of trying to make the city feel alive. So you got things like rank, I want to guess that says value, but we know their font choices aren't exactly solid so far, so that could mean something else. And then you've got Rose Priest? I'm not sure what that is either. And then my absolute favorite, because once I point them out, you'll notice them everywhere. And that's this parrot sign that says zoo. In fact, there's one here. There's also one right around this corner. There's another one. There's a zoo. Look at that. A zoo. Hey, look, there's a zoo. Hey, zoo. Would you look at that, a zoo. Another one. But for the life of me, I can't figure out why the city needs so many zoos. Time to upgrade the good old taxi once again. It seems that the stats indicators down there still do absolutely nothing, so that's good to know. Go ahead and buy a sport engine, and then let's buy sport suspension and sport tires. We got a little cash left over. Let's go ahead and buy a speed transmission. I have absolutely no idea how that's going to affect how this car drives, but I'm a bit nervous. Well, first off, it does seem to be a little faster, but not much. It also handles so much worse than it did before. I'm just noticing all the zoos now. The only thing left to buy at this point is the better car, which costs £15,000. And I'm not sure if I have it in me to save up that much cash. Oh, come on. Get up the curb. Come on. Oh my. Just, good lord. Now I'm stuck. That's why they give you so much time. Oh, come on. Floor it. Are you serious? Why can't I get up this curb? I seriously can't get up this curb. Come on, just there. Okay, we got on it enough. That's all that matters. Besides the higher level car though, we've pretty much done everything this game has to offer at this point. Unlike Crazy Taxi, there's no special modes, there's no crazy box, there's no stunt mode or challenges. It's just going around and around and around and dropping off imaginary passengers and driving by zoos. Whoa, what are you doing, dude? This isn't your road. What the heck? I think the game is breaking. We've played it too long. It's been pushed to its limit now. It's never actually been run this long in one session. The code is starting to deteriorate. Oh, do you see the wobble in those wheels there? I don't think that I am going to get £15,000, and nobody should. I hope that item has never been purchased, because frankly, there is no justifiable reason to actually earn £15,000. In the end, all this game is driving from one place to another, fighting physics that try to kill you, with a taxi that really doesn't feel all that fast, only to find yourself unable to get up the curb when you do arrive. From the very beginning, this game is extremely boring, and it doesn't add anything new the entire time. The only sense of progression in the game is buying new upgrade parts for your car, which honestly don't even feel like they're doing anything. Not to mention, the stats screen doesn't even show you what's happening. Beyond that, the later missions seem to be going from 1 passenger to 2 or 3 imaginary passengers, but at the end of the day, it's just more of the same. Well, now it's time to give it a score. The game ran stable enough, so no point losses there, although it is worth mentioning that I've seen reports that Phoenix Games printed the games on subpar discs, and that led to them overheating during any lengthy sessions at all. Since this game only released in Europe though, I had to use an emulator anyway, because I don't have a PAL PS2, so that removed the cheap discs from the equation. The game on its own, running on an emulator, didn't have any issues. The real issue with this game revolves around its poor gameplay, or more accurately, lack thereof. Once you've done the first mission, you've played the whole game, and without the exciting jumps, music, and dialogue present in Crazy Taxi, it becomes boring extremely quickly. Couple that with a complete lack of other modes, and you're left with a majorly underwhelming game. But really, that's just it. It's just underwhelming. It wasn't so bad that it became frustrating to play or so badly made that I couldn't progress. It was just boring. So, in conclusion, if you liked the idea of Crazy Taxi, but don't like its music, jumps, car selection, world, actual pedestrians, animations, physics, challenges, modes, graphics, or an option of content in general, then London Cab Challenge is the game for you. Overall, I give this a 4 out of 10. Meh. And that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this series. I'm hoping to keep this going for a while and just compare these bad games against each other. And as I said in the intro, see which one truly deserves last place. Now, as bad as this game may have looked today, I'm sure that there are much worse out there. So if you have any suggestions, please leave a comment down below. And again, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.